Good morning and welcome to the Public Service Commission of South Carolina. We are here this morning for a public hearing to allow customers to present testimony in docket number 2022-89-G, which is the application of Piedmont Natural Gas and Company Incorporated for an increase in rates and charges. Let's take a roll call of commissioners. Present in the hearing room, we have Commissioner J. Williams, Commissioner Thomas, Commissioner C. Williams, Commissioner Belser. Appearing virtually, we have Vice Chair Powers, Commissioner Urban, and Commissioner Caston. We'll recognize our staff counsel, Ms. Mosier, to read the docket.
Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the Commission. Good morning. We would like to thank everyone for appearing at today's hearing. This proceeding before the Public Service Commission in docket number 2022-89-G concerns the application of Piedmont Natural Gas Company, Inc. for adjustment or increase in its rates and charges for electric service provided to customers in its assigned service territory in the state of South Carolina. Before we begin, we have a few preliminary matters to go over.
Wait a minute. Hang on. Thank you. Let's take appearances from the parties. Who's representing Piedmont Natural Gas today?
Good morning, Madam Chair Belser, Vice Chair Powers, and members of the Commission. My name is Jason Richardson. I'm here on behalf of Piedmont Natural Gas Company, and I'd like to thank the Commission and staff for hosting this virtual public hearing, and also like to thank Ms. Peterson for taking time out of her busy schedule to appear today.
Thank you, Mr. Richardson, and welcome. Is there anyone from the South Carolina Energy Users Association appearing this morning? Okay. South Carolina Department of Consumer Affairs.
Yes, good morning. Chair Belser, Roger Hall, Deputy Consumer Advocate here on behalf of the department. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hall. Office of Regulatory Staff.
Thank you. Good morning, Madam Chair, Vice Chair Powers, members of the Commission. My name is Nicole Given. I'm here on behalf of the Office of Regulatory Staff, and here with me in the hearing room is Chris Huber.
Thank you, Ms. Given. I think we'll come back to you in a minute, but I'm going to recognize our staff counsel, Ms. Mosier, again for some preliminary matters.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Commission is mandated by law to follow certain procedures. Only those persons who have signed up will be able to speak today. The Commission will not hear from you unless you are signed up to testify, and if you are signed up to speak, you are testifying as a witness about facts known to you related to Piedmont Natural Gas Company, Inc. You will be placed under oath, telling everyone that what you are saying is the truth known to you. Your statements must be under oath in order to be evidence in this case and considered by the commissioners. After you are called to speak, first please state your name, then provide the name of the street that you live on and the town. You do not need to provide your house number. The transcript of this hearing will be published and placed in the record as required by law so that anyone can read it. If you will, please confirm that you are in fact a customer of Piedmont Natural Gas Company, Inc. Then you may proceed with whatever you would like to tell the Commission through your testimony. Please speak clearly so that everyone can hear you, including the court reporter. After you're done speaking, please remain on the line for any clarifying questions that the parties or the commissioners might have for you. Everyone who has signed up to speak will be given the same time limit of 3 minutes. We have a timer and we will indicate when your 3 minutes is up. The merits hearing in this case will begin at 10 a.m. on Monday, August 15th, 2022. This is when the commissioners will hear the position of the company, the South Carolina Office of Regulatory Staff, the South Carolina Department of Consumer Affairs, and any other parties intervening in this matter regarding Piedmont's proposed rate increase. The August hearing is a hearing in which various technical people will testify. It will continue until all witnesses and final statements or motions have been presented by all of the parties. The hearing is expected to continue for several days, and anyone can watch it through the Commission's website at www.psc.sc.gov. And from there, you can click on the live stream tab. Last and importantly, I have mentioned that if you are assigned to speak today, you are a witness testifying in this matter. The 7 commissioners before you are what is called a quasi-judicial body in South Carolina. This means they are judges in this rate case, and they are subject to the rules of judicial conduct and the laws passed by our General Assembly. And just like if you were a witness called in a trial at the county courthouse, or if you were serving as a juror, you cannot ask questions of the judge and expect him or her to answer. The same applies here. So regardless of if a commissioner wants to answer a question or clarify any matter of law, the commissioner simply cannot answer any questions. They are bound by the same judicial rules as a judge. This is the public's opportunity to be heard and to say what you want to the Public Service Commission to know concerning Piedmont's request for an adjustment in its rates and charges for electric service. Representatives from the Office of Regulatory Staff and South Carolina Department of Consumer Affairs are available from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. to talk with customers of Piedmont. You can call the Office of Regulatory Staff at 1-800-922-1531, or you can call Roger Hall with the South Carolina Department of Consumer Affairs at 803-734-4200. And this same information is printed at the bottom of the screen on the live stream video. Attorneys for Piedmont, the Office of Regulatory Staff, and the South Carolina Department of Consumer Affairs are participating as well, and they may have questions or provide the same information again to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Moser. Mr. Richardson, do you have any preliminary matters?
No, I do not. Thank you.
Mr. Hall, any preliminary matters from the Department of Consumer Affairs?
No, ma'am, thank you.
ORS, any preliminary matters?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a brief statement from the Office of Regulatory Staff. As mentioned, my name is Nicole Given. I'm an attorney with the Office of Regulatory Staff, and joining me in the hearing room today is Chris Huber, also an attorney with ORS. The ORS is a state agency, but it is separate from the Public Service Commission. ORS is charged with representing the public interest and making recommendations to the Commission regarding the company's application. Importantly, this hearing today is for the consumers to have an opportunity to share their thoughts and comments regarding Piedmont Natural Gas Company Incorporated's application for a rate increase. It is important that the Commission hears from consumers as they make a final decision in this matter. If you have any questions or if there's anything that consumers would like to discuss, ORS's Consumer Services Department is available to answer questions. I believe Ms. Mosier read that number before, but it is 1-800-922-1531, and Consumer Services is available to take your call on weekdays from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'd like to thank everyone for their attention and participation, and Madam Chair, I would just ask that the pre-registration sheet be made part of the record from today's hearing. And thank you all. Nothing further.
Thank you, Ms. Given. Piedmont, any objection to entering the pre-registration sheet as a hearing exhibit?
The company has no objection. Thank you.
Pre-registration sheet for today's witness will be entered as a hearing exhibit number, marked as hearing exhibit number 1 and entered into the record of the case. Let's see. Well, we are now ready to proceed with our witness. And I believe our first witness is Cheryl Peterson. Ms. Peterson, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Thank you, and we can hear you. One of our staff members, Mr. Bachman, is going to administer the oath to you. So if you'd raise your right hand, Mr. Bachman.
Ms. Peterson, do you affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Will you please state your name, the street you live on, and the town in which you live, but please do not provide your complete address, and please tell us whether you are a Piedmont Natural Gas Company customer.
Cheryl Peterson, West Georgia Street, Woodruff, and yes, I am a Piedmont Gas customer.
Thank you, ma'am. You may begin your testimony immediately. You will have 3 minutes to complete your testimony. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for listening to me today. My husband and I have had a downturn since COVID, and both of us are struggling to pay our bills, and we just feel like we're at a wall of everybody asking for increases. We're just trying to build a high school, asking for more property taxes. Now we're getting increases. They want increases for the gas bill. I can barely pay my bills. I can barely pay my mortgage. We're in a recession. We're in a downturn. Gas is quadrupled. We can barely afford to eat. This is the first time forever we have not been able to almost not make our bills. Our in-laws, I'm disabled and waiting for disability. My husband's been hurt in a bad accident, and we don't have income. So we're just waiting and hoping that things turn around. But asking for more at this time, for more at anything is just, it's just not the time. It's just not the time. I don't have any way of paying anymore. I feel like I'm just pushing the tide back. Woodruff wants to build the high school. They're going to raise my taxes, raise my electric, raise the gas, the sewer, the water. It just doesn't end. And right now, I'm not saying they shouldn't eventually do this, but right now is this time. I cannot afford this. I cannot afford any money. I'm on payment plans with everybody, barely making the payment plans. And I just feel like I just can't. I'm pushing back the tide, and I can't. And the Piedmont gas is owned by Duke Energy, and it's all a monopoly. I can't decide, okay, I want to go somewhere else for a better rate or a better anything. You can't go anywhere else. And I'm testifying today to just beg people to understand that right now with gas being so high and everything being just crazy, people losing their jobs. I didn't get my job back after COVID. Nobody can afford any more rate hikes. We just can't. Have some mercy on the consumer. Because we need gas, we need electric, but we have to pay for it and we don't have it. So I really just, right now is not the time for any rate increases from anybody. And it seems like everybody's asking for rate increases at the time when nobody can pay them. My bills, my electric bill doubled, my gas bill, that doubled, everything doubled, everything's going up, and I don't have enough money to pay it. So my thought is, could you please just think before we jump into more rate of what you're doing to the people who live here? I can't pay it. I will end up without gas. I'll end up without electricity. I've been waiting 2.5 years for my disability. So it's just, I've just never been in this position where we're almost going to a food pantry because we don't have enough food. What do we pay? Do we pay the gas? Do we pay the electric? Or do we pay for food? So I just want you to just please be aware that any rate increase will affect anything, any food I have, anything I have, anything extra I cannot afford. We are going into a recession. This is a bad economy, and I just feel like it's not the time to ask for a rate increase. Thank you.
Ms. Peterson, thank you for your testimony. Hold on just a second. Let's see if anyone has any questions for you. Piedmont Natural Gas?
No questions from the company.
Department of Consumer Affairs?
No questions, but I'd like to thank Ms. Peterson for taking time to comment. Thank you.
Office of Regulatory Staff?
Thank you, Madam Chair. No questions for the witness, but would like to thank her for her testimony today.
Commissioners, any questions for the witness? Ms. Peterson, thank you very much for taking your time to present your testimony this morning. It is part of the record now, and we do appreciate your participation. Thank you, ma'am.
Madam Chair.
Thank you so much.
Just a moment, Ms. Peterson. Commissioner Irvin.
Thank you. Ms. Peterson, I represent your area on behalf of the PSC. I'm wondering, have you reached out to Piedmont to see if they have funds to help you with your delinquent account and perhaps work with you on a payment plan?
Well, I don't owe. I owe like $8 to Piedmont. I owe like $600 or $700 to Duke Energy. So I usually always pay my bills. We're going to go into the winter, and then I'm going to have all kinds of problems. It's my electric bill right now. That's really tough, and I'm on a payment plan, but the payment plans are really expensive. So I'm doing this so I don't end up with another huge bill in the winter. Right now, it's my electric bill.
Well, the Office of Regulatory Staff can put you in touch with someone that can help you in terms of a plan for the winter months. Since you're applying for disability and not working, I think there's some help out there available. Could ORS give her a number to call so that you can follow up with her, please?
Thank you.
The company.
Yes, Commissioner Irvin, thank you. Yeah. Ms. Peterson, if you'd
Yes.
like to reach out to our Consumer Services Department, I'll give you the number, and it also is scrolling across the screen, I believe. But the number is 1-800.
Okay, hold
No.
on. Let me.
Of
okay.
course.
Wait, go ahead.
It's 1-800
Yeah.
922
Yeah.
1531.
22153. Okay.
And representatives are available 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Good luck, Ms. Peterson. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Irvin. And Ms. Peterson, again, thank you for your testimony today. And I think that concludes your testimony. So thank you for appearing.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything further before we conclude today's proceeding from the parties?
Madam Chair, I just wanted to confirm whether the commission intended to hold the remaining public hearings that were scheduled in this docket.
No, those were if needed, and we've had no other customers or interested persons sign up.
Okay.
So those will not be opened either this afternoon or on Wednesday, I believe, were the other dates.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Anything further?
Nothing further from the commission or from the company.
Okay. Thank you all for being here today. We appreciate your attention, and I think we will see y'all. What's the date of the next proceeding? August 15th. Is that right? We'll see you then. Thank you. We'll conclude today's proceeding and adjourn. Thank you.